Well, hello there. Today is Friday, July 22nd, and this is Redeemer 411. And as you can see, I'm here by myself. That's because Phil has left the country and Rachel has left the building. Phil is away with some family things, and Rachel is off and running, teaching classes at the Y. So it's me in front of the camera and Billy behind the camera. But we're going to take you through I'm going to take you through some of the topics for today on 411, which will include this Sunday's message as I continue at the movies, a little steps update, some upcoming events, a look at the good news of Jesus Christ, and a look back at last Sunday's message. So what do you say? Let's jump right in. As I said, I continue my At the Movies sermon and worship series. If you've been following along, you know they've been awesome. Last week was a heavy message based on the Da Vinci Code, but this week a little bit lighter. And I chuckle because I made a promise to Rachel. I've watched this movie twice now, and I have to say, unfortunately, I fell asleep both times. So I promised Rachel that I would watch it again, and this time stay awake for the movie. What movie am I talking about? I'm glad you asked. The Princess Bride. Now, my theme is on true love. And if you watch Princess Bride, which about 95% of you have, you know it's about true love, about Wesley and Buttercup. I'm bouncing off of that and including in 1 Corinthians 13 and talking about true love, sacrificial love, agape, or as Wesley would say, as you wish. So that's the backdrop for the message this Sunday, the Princess Bride, 1 Corinthians 13, talking about true love. So the verse for this week, I've already mentioned 1 Corinthians 13, but there's even a better verse than that, talking about love. For God so loved the world, that he gave his one and only Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. And that indeed is true love. Not Wesley and Buttercup, but God. Little Steps Daycare. A lot's going on down there. The kids are excited to be outside. The weather is beautiful. They're outside in the playground. Sometimes they see the hose on and getting all wet. So a lot of things going on down there. The playground, the big playground, they say is coming in November. So fingers crossed, it'll be here in November. And then depending on when the snow flies, the old one will come down, the new one will go up, and there'll be an awesome new playground for the daycare. The Lion King is going to be the movie of the night for At the Movies movie night. And that is tomorrow night, Saturday, the 23rd. And it starts at 5:30 with a free, underline that, free hot dog dinner. Now, it's not a big glamorous dinner. It's going to be hot dogs and chips and water, and there's going to be brownies and cupcakes or cookies or whatever for a light dinner. And then at 6 p.m., we're going to go and watch the movie The Lion King. Now, here's a neat thing. Actually, two neat things about that. Again, one, it's free. So come on down, free. Doesn't cost you a penny. But the second awesome thing is, if your kids want to come in their jammies, so be it. They want to bring a sleeping bag, some pillows, some blankets, fine. Let them bring it. They can stretch out on the floor and watch this great movie. If you prefer to sit in a seat or on the couch, we got them too. So no need to bring your seat or your couches. We got them. But bring blankets and pillows and sleeping bags and all that kind of good stuff. 5:30 for dinner, 6 o'clock for the movie The Lion King. Now, let me just give you a quick update next month. August 20th, I think it is, we're having a double feature. We're going to start again at 5:30 with a light dinner, hot dogs, chips, water, that kind of thing. But then at 6 o'clock, we're going to break off into 2 sections because we're having a double feature. The kids, or those that want to watch it, Mary Poppins, will be in one area of the church. In the different area of the church is going to be the movie I Can Only Imagine. Awesome movie about the story behind the song. Awesome song, awesome movie. So in August, look forward to a double feature, Mary Poppins, I Can Only Imagine. Speaking of August, let's see, first, second, I think it's the second or the third. I think it's August 2nd, it's a Tuesday night. Redeemer family is going to the ball game. Take me out to the ball game. But we're not going to go see the Cubs and Harry Carey's team. We're going to see the Fort Wayne Tin Caps. And that, of course, is going to be in Fort Wayne. It's a beautiful stadium. I've only seen it from the outside, and it looks awesome. Not a bad seat in the house. So the tickets should be in this week. So if you order tickets, I'll get them to you ASAP as soon as I get them. The other good thing about this is it's $2 night, and it's firework night. Now, what that means is the concessions, some of the concessions are $2. Maybe a beer, a hot dog, a pretzel, chips, whatever. Some of them will be $2. You can't beat that with a steak, right? The other thing is firework night. After the game, fireworks. Now, I was there for the district convention, and I was across the street, and I saw the fireworks. It's an awesome, awesome show. So, for the 35 of us going to the game, it's going to be marvelous. Now, what if you want to join us? You can still do that, and you can still order tickets for that game, but you might not be sitting with us, but you'll still be watching the game with fellow Lutherans. So again, August 2nd, I'm not sure what time the game is. I think it's a 7:30 game. Tickets will soon be in your hands as soon as they're in my hands. So looking forward to that. That same weekend, what a first week of August, is the church picnic. This is a 2-day affair. I am looking forward to it. This will be my first picnic here. Although I got the call to be your pastor in August, it was after the church picnic. So this is my first church picnic, and I've heard it's a 2-day affair. I heard it's full of fun, food, fellowship, and worship. The fun, I've heard there's a big water slide. And I heard that Phil is looking to go from the top of this water slide down the water slide and somehow get himself into the pond at Billy and Hallie's house. I don't know how he's going to do it. I can't wait to see it. If he does it, believe me, I will videotape it. I will give it to Billy. He'll get it up on our church website or Facebook, and you too can see it. Or better yet, join us. Join us at Billy and Hallie's house. August 6th and 7th, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday is all the fun. I guess the barbecue was then too, all the games, the big water slide. They got a pool, lots of good things going on. There's a baking contest, I hear. That's Saturday, Billy. Oh, that's Sunday. The baking contest is Sunday. Worship is Sunday. The worship time is 10 a.m. Now, there's no service here at the church this year. Okay, next year might be different, but 10 o'clock at Billy and Hallie's house for the picnic, we'll have the worship service 10 a.m. on Sunday. So come on down. Come Saturday and Sunday. Come Saturday, come Sunday, come both days. Come. It's going to be a great time, August 6th and 7th for our Redeemer Family Picnic. So something to look forward to. So the first week of August is jam-packed of all good stuff. So I just can't wait. The youth, or as I call them, my youths, had an awesome time down in Houston. I was talking to Rachel in the office, and she has stories upon stories upon stories, and it just one story after the other, one memory after the other. And why am I telling you about what she has to say? Let's ask Rachel what she has to think about the youth gathering. So Rachel, take it away.
Well, we had a good drive down, and even though it was long, it wasn't bad. I think we all took our fair share of naps, and we all kind of synchronized our naps together, so that was good. Nobody was loud while other people were trying to sleep. We were all kind of on the same page. But then Saturday night, we had a fun time with the first maths event, and then we did sessions from Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. We had our servant project, which was very much fun. I'm sure you might see some of that later. And so we had some good sessions. I went to just a few. One on who's my neighbor, which kind of talks about like who's actually your neighbor. You know, could be anybody. I went to one on refugees and immigration. A guy who immigrated from Sri Lanka to Liberia to the United States, and how he should have died about 14 times, and even though he did not know Jesus at the time, he was still religious in some aspect. And what else? I went to one on addiction. That was really good, and just a few others. But every night we had the mass gathering. They were super good. Loved the speakers. The skits were pretty good. The music was great, as always. And Monday night we had the For King and Country concert, which was really, really good. Highly recommend it. And even better, the last night of the mass event, they brought back Carl. They brought back Carl, and it was great. That was a Minneapolis mass event, was Carl. And that was super good. And then the worship service was pretty nice. Then we drove home. Not a ton of problems. No people problems. So I thought it was a lot of fun. And it was a good time.
The next one is 2025 in New Orleans, or as I think they say, in Nolans. And I was there in 2001, 21 years ago. And maybe if I'm good, in the next 3 years, Billy and Hallie will take me to Nolans. I don't know. We'll have to see about that. But 2025, so all you youth out there who are in like 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, look forward to Nolans in 2025. I'm having a really fun time. Yes, we can use the word fun talking about Bible study. This Bible study is called What's It All About? And what it is I'm going through the 6 chief parts of the catechism. And so all you people who learned that many years ago that want to refresh what you learned or relearn it or pick up a new nugget or two that's maybe you missed back then, this is for you. Now, we already took a look at the 10 Commandments. We worked through the Apostles' Creed. If you missed those sessions, I have notes. I can get them to you, but join us. We're going to continue, as I said, with the Apostles' Creed, and then the Lord's Prayer, the Office of the Keys, the Sacrament of Baptism, and then Holy Communion. So it's going to be covering a lot of good stuff. And again, it will refresh your memories of what you learned years ago back in Confirmation Day. So join us Sunday mornings between worship, after first service and before second service. So grab a cup of coffee, grab a donut, a cookie, some fruit, whatever they got downstairs. Have a seat and join us for What's It All About on Sunday mornings. You heard the good verse from Jesus, actually from God, in John 3:16. But that's a good verse. Let's hear some good news. So, Phil, take it away with the good news of God.
The good news is that there is no shortage of good news because of what Jesus does for us.
Yes.
He is the one that God promised to send to us way back in the beginning. He's the one that John says was the Word and was with God, and nothing was made without him. He is the one that gives us salvation, and through him, we can know the truth of God. Having faith in Jesus allows us not to only be saved by his grace, but give us a reason for hope. Mm-hmm. Through him and his teachings, we can know God, experience him by his Spirit, and be confident that his word is true.
Absolutely.
Good news.
In the beginning, he was God. There's something that's been heavy on my heart for the past couple of days. It's about prayer. And I haven't been struggling with prayer, but there are people who I know and love who are dealing with prayer issues and prayer situations, praying for little kids and their health, praying for situations in the country, in the world, praying for family issues, praying for job situations, praying for the kids as they go back to school. And so today, during 411, when I usually have prayer time, I want to pray for prayer. And I know it sounds weird, but stick with me, and I think you'll get it by the end of my prayer. So if you would please join me in prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you that we are given the opportunity to come to you in prayer. And Father, we know that you hear our prayers and you answer them according to your will for our lives. For your ways are higher than our ways, and your thoughts are higher than our thoughts. But Lord, so often we are an impatient people. We are living in a fast food society, raising microwave kids. And we want answers instantly. And when you answer according to your will and your timetable, and sometimes it's hard to accept because we want you to answer our prayers our way in our time. So Father, help us first to always pray without ceasing, but then to wait and to listen, for you will answer our prayers. A yes, a no, a maybe, a wait, but you will answer our prayers. So Father, remind us that you do hear our prayers, that you answer our prayers in your time and in your way, and help us always to never give up, to always pray without ceasing. So help us, dear Lord, in our prayer life. In you we do pray. Amen. Thank you for joining me in prayer. And if you're one of those people struggling with prayer right now, whether or not you're thinking, God, do you hear my prayers or not? Why aren't you answering my prayers? Then just keep praying. Never give up praying. What's going on here at church? A lot of good things. I love how Billy ends the update time every Sunday morning. And something to the effect of, well, that's what's going on in your church. I love that line, your church, because it is your church. So what's going on in your church? Let me tell you. On Monday at 1 p.m., the quilters are meeting. If you love to quilt, come on down at 1 o'clock. Even if you don't know how to quilt and want to start learning, come on down Monday at 1 o'clock. Guess what? The noon Bible study on Wednesday will resume. So if you've been taking a break with that Wednesday Bible study, you're back on schedule. This Wednesday at noon, Billy has his Bible study continuing one more time. The Middle Cross, our awesome praise band, will have practice at 5:30 on this coming Thursday. So next week, 5:30, the Middle Cross will be practicing. There is no council in August. Yay! We talked Cam into taking the month of August off, and he reluctantly agreed. So thank you, Cam, for that. So all you council members out there, no council meeting in the month of August. So good news there. The Da Vinci Code, book and movie. How should we as Christians respond to such a movie like this or his novel? Well, 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 15 says, "But in your hearts regard Christ the Lord as holy, always being prepared to make a defense to anyone who asks you for the reason for the hope that is in you. But Dan Brown says,
all descriptions of artwork, architecture, documents, and secret rituals in my novel and movie are accurate.
And even though, Dan, you wrote a fictional book and the movie afterwards, you try to convince people that the details are true. And so I say, if the Da Vinci Code were billed as just a novel or a movie, it would be an interesting read for conspiracy buffs who like a fast-paced thriller. But what makes your book and this movie very troublesome is that you claim it's based on facts. Dan Brown does very little to hide his true malicious intentions toward the church when you say this.
Almost everything our fathers taught us about Christ is false.
You see, from the very beginning, Dan Brown sets out to attack and discredit the Christian church and the Bible at every turn. So what I would like to do this morning in my sermon is to share some of your teachings in the movie and the book through the words of Dan Brown himself, who is portrayed by Phil, and what God says in the Bible portrayed by me.
Okay, after all is said and done, what should Christians do? I mean, should they read my book? Should they see, rent, or even own my movie?
Well, those are good questions, Dan. And I'd like you to hear my encouragement and to hear me out all the way to the end on this. Carney's best advice would be this: don't read the book and don't see the movie. Because this is no harmless fictional tale. This is a premeditated attack by Dan Brown on the church and Jesus by someone who clearly hates God, Christianity, and the Bible. His goal is to, through his lies, shatter your faith, unless you are solidly rooted and grounded in your faith. This movie and this book has the potential to poison you and weaken your faith.
But what if people want to read my book or see the movie?
If they're solidly rooted in Jesus, if they know and believe what God says and stand firm and believe in Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior, that's the most important. But the potential and the danger lies in those who are in the milk stage or weak in their faith. I think that's it about what's going on in your church, as Billy would say. So I'm out of here until next week. So God bless you. Have an awesome day. Take care of yourself and each other. And always remember Luke 1:37. I'll see you next week.
Thanks again for joining us. If you have any questions about Redeemer, have a topic or interview suggestion, or need to know anything about the church, you can contact the church office at churchoffice@redeemerwarsaw.org,
Pastor Carney at pastor_Carney@redeemerwarsaw.org,
Phil at phil.prevail@gmail.com, or Billy at RLC_IT@redeemerwarsaw.org. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and please join us again next week. And until then, may the Lord be with your spirit, and grace be with you.